We used public transit to catch a train into the Mojave and really stretch the range of what's possible for a single-day ride on loaded gravel bikes, ultimately bombing down the forgotten 100-year-old road that used to connect Los Angeles to the Central Valley. We took the earliest Metrolink car we could schedule from Glendale up to Palmdale and shot off towards Lakes Elizabeth and Hughes. The western edge of the Mojave has this sort of serenely cinematic loneliness to it, and the rolling hills and vast, arid, early spring vistas feel almost unstuck in time, especially when compared to the concrete sprawl of LA just over yonder. Strangely enough, Elizabeth Lake has even got its own local cryptid attached to it, with tales of a dragon, demon, or dinosaur-like creature commonly spotted within the lake's depths by some of the earliest Spanish colonizers in the area in the late 1700s, until sightings eventually tapered off in the 1950s. I personally find folklore fascinating, and without going too far off into the weeds, there are a lot of comparisons to be made here with contemporary weird hotspots like Skinwalker Ranch. Anywho, after about 30 scenic but somewhat uneventful pastel miles, we began a final brief ascent, where Pine Canyon Road meets the whispering ruins of Old Ridge Route, once the only road between Los Angeles and the Central Valley, but now just a crumbling ribbon draped over the mountains, all switchbacks and dead ends. Running a little bit later than intended, we plunged down the mixture of old tarmac and chunky gravel, pausing only briefly to marvel at the immense feat of human willpower that goes into bending mountains into roadways, especially as a just recently industrialized society. We frantically chased the sun as it sank below the horizon, losing about 3,000 feet of vert in our final 30 miles, carefully carving lines into this once bustling thoroughfare that lulls you into its sweeping views while also demanding the kind of attention that descents on degraded roads usually entail. And just like that, the magic is over. Old Ridge Route terminates just above Santa Clarita, and we barely caught our train home after a total of 140 miles in about 13 hours with 8,500 feet of elevation gain, which just goes to show that adventure and lake monsters are still out there, as long as you can navigate our barely functional public transit system well enough to find them.